Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Makau Mutua, who is Raila Odinga's spokesperson, today made an interesting tweet on his official verified Twitter account. This is what he posted. Those who've been attacking Winnie Odinga should cease and desist. She's a young woman in politics. A man in her shoes wouldn't be so pilloried. Winnie got talent, but advice and mentorship will be key. Let's support our young, not eat them. If you ask me, that message is not from Professor Makau Mutua, but that message is directly from Raila Odinga. And I can predict two things. Number one, Winnie Odinga is either going to be nominated to the East African Legislative Assembly in Arusha. If that will happen, Winnie Odinga will be at the center of politics. Whenever she'll be in the country, she'll be in the country as a member of parliament. Whenever ODM will be meeting, she will be joining them as a member of parliament representing the East African Legislative Assembly. That has always been the order of the day. The second thing which is likely to happen is that Winnie Odinga is likely to join politics and either contest for Kibra or Langata parliamentary seats in 2027. But let us now get back to the statement by Professor Makau Mutua. What really prompted Professor Makau Mutua to make this particular post? If you ask me, in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. There must have been a trigger. And my prediction is that probably there is some preemptive attacks. They suspect that in case Winnie will be nominated to Iala, there are people who are likely to attack her. That's something I'm foreseeing. Number two, there's also the chance that Winnie Odinga is feeling the heat. The father is feeling the heat because Winnie Odinga was actually forced at some point to take a break from Twitter. And she made a comeback the other day. Actually, I think she made a comeback. Let me just check. She made a comeback the other day. Winnie made a comeback. Okay, this is what she posted. Back on Twitter after some time. And my mentions are in shambles. You get? I see you've been talking. Just know there's a whole different system between an election campaign and an election day. If I was handling the latter, I would be tweeting this from the wedding venue, which basically means State House. Winnie had made a promise that she would actually conduct her wedding. Her weddings will be conducted from State House. But from the tweet, she's also suggesting that because she didn't handle the election day aspect of the campaigns, she should not be she should not be crucified. But let us now focus on this particular message, which I think Professor Makau Mutua is delivering. Before we do that, for those who are watching the channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Without that support, we cannot be where we are. And I want to make this request, please. Give this particular video thumbs up. Just press thumbs up for this particular video. That's the best way you can support the channel. And also share it in your channels. Now, let us get back to the main issue. Why do you think Professor Makau Mutua delivered this particular message? That Winnie Odinga should not be attacked, that she only needs mentorship. For me, number one reason which I've mentioned a bit, is that there's a possibility that Winnie Odinga is going to be nominated to the East African Legislative Assembly. Now, I want to take you to a post which I've just seen. My friend Florence Mutua, the former woman rep for Busia, I don't know why she has resigned from ODM party. This is what she has posted a few minutes ago. I have since resigned as the ODM Deputy Secretary General. I have served the party with the dedication and commitment so desired. It has been an honor to have been part of the biggest party in Kenya. Now that's Florence Mutua on Twitter. She's basically resigned as the Deputy Secretary General of ODM party, and she's thanking ODM for giving her that opportunity. And I'm asking myself, what could have triggered that resignation? Is it possible that someone like Florence Mutua was also eyeing the Iyala seat, but now that Winnie is being considered, she has now decided to resign? There was also another point, another time in another incidence where the photo of Winnie, that of Ngilu and Elizabeth Ongoro were flashed on newspapers that Winnie had actually been nominated. By that time, I think that was the first time Winnie's name was being mentioned. If you ask me, someone was testing waters, and when I talked with a few guys, I was informed that probably there were people who didn't want Winnie to get nominated, and that's why they revealed the intention so that Kenyans could actually jump on her with rungus, and that's exactly what happened. So I tend to think that there's a chance. I'm not saying she's going to be nominated. There's a chance that Winnie Odinga might actually get nominated to the Iyala. Remember, in this country, there's even the discussion that Winnie Odinga might actually become the first woman president of the Republic of Kenya. So that's number one. Number two, I also tend to think that it has everything to do with Raila Odinga's succession politics. Winnie Odinga played a key role for Raila Odinga in the last election. She was actually at the center of the campaign. And because she was at the center of campaign, you all know that always a win has many many children, but a loss is an orphan. Because Raila Odinga lost, Winnie Odinga and Junet Mohammed are actually being hit left, right, and center. Do you know why they're being hit? It's about Raila Odinga's succession politics. When Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta were having that handshake that particular day, what happened? The faces which were at State House, at Arambe House, was that of Winnie Odinga and that of Junet Mohammed. Which two individuals are bearing the burden of failure of Raila Odinga to win the presidency? Two people, Winnie Odinga and Junet Mohammed. So I tend to think that the message which Makau Mutua is sending out is actually to tell people that, you've attacked Winnie enough. Now let's move on to something else. Winnie is just a woman, and women need the support. So for me, I'm looking at it from that particular perspective, that Winnie Odinga is probably in the mix for Raila Odinga's succession politics. In fact, someone was telling me that there's a strong feeling that if Raila Odinga will decide to hang his boots, then Winnie Odinga or Raila Jr. should take over. Should join politics so that they can also create their own space. The other day, Junior was in Kibra, and that was a signal. Now we are talking of Winnie. So who is going to succeed? So that's number two. Number three, I also tend to think that the 2022 campaign failures is what might have prompted Professor Makau Mutua or Raila Odinga to issue that statement through Professor Makau Mutua. What do I mean? This 2022 election, majority of Raila Odinga supporters had high hopes. In fact, right now I'm talking to a friend of mine. I just don't want to mention his name. He is somewhere in Mali, and he's sending me a message here. Let me just see. And I received so many of those meetings. At the Aworojo ODM. Yani, people are yet to believe that Raila Odinga lost the election. And because of that failure, specific individuals are being blamed. Winnie Odinga, for example, is being blamed. When you talk of ODM bloggers, they're blaming Winnie Odinga, that Winnie Odinga actually ignored all of them, brought a new team which are not known, and therefore Raila Odinga's message could not be structured online. When you talk of those in the media, they tell you the same story. The other day I was seeing how another story where some tycoons from the mountain were blaming Winnie Odinga. So almost everybody is blaming Winnie Odinga for Raila Odinga's failure to clinch the presidency. Now, if that were to continue, remember the other day, Raila Odinga had to officially come out again through his spokesperson to defend Junet Mohamed from all those accusations. So I tend to think that this 2022 campaign failure is weighing heavily on the neck of Winnie Odinga. And number three, I also tend to number four, which is my last point, I also tend to think that there's a general feeling that Winnie Odinga is a good politician and she's under attack, and as a woman, she might give up. But the message is she just needs advice and mentorship. I will not be surprised to start seeing Winnie making appearances with, say, someone like Gladys Wanga, let's say someone like Charity Ngilu, or even Martha Karua, just attending these other events, people like Leisuda, these women who are successful, politically speaking. Even you can talk of the Meru governor who's Meru governor, today addressed the assembly, empty assembly, without any other person there. So we'll soon start seeing Winnie being mentored by successful politicians before her. I don't know what to think, but for me, that message actually was delivered on behalf of Raila Odinga by Professor Makau Mutua. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.